Welcome into this week's edition of From the Pressbox. I'm Sam Gormley. He's Leroy Clamola. Leroy, how are you doing? Good?
Good. How are you, sir?
Good. Just had a marathon Jungle Juice episode. I think we went an hour and
3 hours more.
Hour and 32 minutes, I think is what we went. I mean, there's nothing like when we're talking about 7th round safeties. You know, like that's just when you know that you're really getting into the grit of this. But I also love when we do this on Jungle Juice is I always like to find the FCS guy that we love.
Yes.
And find him. But then again, there's one guy here, and now I should have written him down because I think I found your favorite draftable player this year. And we're going to talk more about this, of course, next week when we celebrate 2 years of the show and do a draft preview for that. But this guy, I think you're going to love, and I can't remember his name, and I'm going to try and pull it up, and I can't even tell you where he went to school off the top of my head. But while I do this, got a good show planned. Is this the last show of our second year?
Does it feel like it's been 2 years?
It's one of those things that it feels like it's been 6 months, but at the same time feels like it's been like 30 years. And I feel like that's the relationship with both of us. Like, just be like,
it's because we've known each other for 30 years.
Yeah, pretty much like that. And it's wild because I'm only 28, that Paul says, go Braves. Right off the bat, it starts.
Paul, I was checking in on you guys to see how you were doing. And I just want to say, from the bottom of my heart, I am thrilled with how great of an organization you guys have been this year. It's been so refreshing to watch you guys lose to the Blue Jays, the Marlins. Let's see, who else did you guys lose to series-wise?
Can you guys ever be nice to one another?
Paul and I are very nice to each other. We talk about golf.
I did, over the weekend, Paul and I were exchanging some messages about the Masters, which we'll talk about here in a few moments. And then he sent me a screenshot of a message from somebody in here that wasn't very nice and it hurt my feelings. And I said, that dude, kind of a jerk. I was like, all I am is nice to him, and that's how he treats me. Right. I would never say some of the things about him. Never would. Oh, he's blaming it on the schedule. That's what it is. That's what it is.
The Cubs have the toughest schedule in all of April. They're 12-9. It's funny how that works.
Reds are back to 500 now, 9-9.
You guys are in second place. Pitching has been fantastic for you all. Pitching has been really, really good.
Starting to wake up a little bit.
Starting to warm up a little bit. Absolutely.
Getting healthy, which is a good thing as well.
Cubs are horrible on defense these last 2 days. They had 2 errors in one at bat. I don't think I've ever seen a major league team have 2 errors in one at bat.
I had that last night in my high school game.
High school level, right? Right?
Where it's one of those, and it's the one that has to make the coach. You love it when they, the third baseman boots the ball, and then he thinks, oh crap, I still have to make the play to first, and then throws it into right field. And then the right fielder comes in, it's like, oh, I can now get the runner at second, and throws it into left field. And it's like, guys, at some time, just hold the ball. You just can't keep making mistakes like that.
2 errors, though, in one at bat. And courtesy of that, he hit a home run. So.
Oh, okay. Are you ready for the guy that your favorite player in the draft here?
Oh, you found the name finally?
Yes. I've been searching for it. His name is Jay Parker.
Okay.
Jay Parker. He went to Tennessee Tech.
7 schools in the matter of 3 years.
He may have started at Austin P. May have, when I was looking into him. You ready for this? He is 5'4" and 146 pounds.
Hold on.
And I knew you would love yourself some Jay Parker. It might surprise you when I say this, that he is only the 361st ranked wide receiver on the draft board. So probably not going to get drafted. Probably not. But at least I saw that and I was like, I got to make sure to mention that.
He is my guy. I will get him. I'm telling you.
I'm waiting for him to become a Packer, and you're going to be rocking a Jay Parker jersey. He is still taller than Leroy.
Same height. I'm 5'4".
Are you wearing heels?
Only on the weekends.
Oh, hopefully Dave Camilla is watching right now. Also, the big story, too. Two big ones from over the weekend that I think we need to talk about. One is the Masters, which was awesome. Awesome. What a great tournament. And then the other one that as soon as this was happening and going off, I just was like, I cannot wait till Wednesday because I'm sure Leroy loves this story. I'm sure he's just so thrilled and ready to talk about the University of Tennessee quarterback. And I think that's where we need to start because I think that Leroy is so pro what is happening here because I mean, you're on his side, right?
Is he playing for Western Michigan for a $50 Kohl's gift card?
No, he's transferring to UCLA now.
Some Taco Bell?
UCLA.
Huh? Oh, okay. Does he want to play, though? Because apparently he only plays when he wants to. So, that's what we do as college athletes. We set ourselves up as a good example by only playing when we want to, since we're basically just the minor leagues of the NFL.
So, to set it up, if you don't know the story, the University of Tennessee quarterback on, I guess it was Friday, comes out that he went to his head coach, Josh Heupel, and said, hey, I'm making $2 million right now. I want to make more. And I think there even might have been some reports that there might have been demands of about $4 million. He said, I'm good. I deserve to be paid this amount of money. And Josh Heupel said, tough crap, pretty much. And so Nico said, Nico Amaliva said, I don't know actually how to say his last name, but we're going to just say Amaliva. And he has said, I'm a leaving. And Josh Heupel said, peace. And done. Now that puts Tennessee in an awkward position because now they don't have a quarterback. What a shame. What a shame.
Let's not act like he was all be all anyway for Tennessee.
He was fine.
He was okay.
Fine. He was fine. And now he's transferring to UCLA. I just found funny, though, that when this all went down, do you know the first school that had contact with him?
Illinois.
Was North Carolina.
Really?
And I was like, of all people, like, Bill Belichick is not going to put up with that.
No.
And this story, though, when it was happening, I was like, I am sure Leroy is just loving every aspect of this.
Listen,
you're pro kid, right?
I have accepted the fact that college football is not what college football used to be. I have accepted
and it never will be.
That. Shut up. I've accepted that, and that's fine. Okay. No, I get it, Sam. You're an absolute dick when it comes to this. But listen.
No, I'm not. I'm just telling you. It's that you got to get used to it.
And I'm just telling you that it's going to get way worse than what it is right now. Because I'm not disagreeing. The NCAA does not care. And they've dug themselves in such a deep hole that by the time they realized that the ship was sinking, they were like, oh, well, too late now. Nothing we can do about it. Sorry. We've got our money.
The question with this, though, and this is a legitimate question, though, for you. How do you fix it?
By putting limits on transfers.
But this is the money.
No, I get it. This is an NIL issue. This is a money issue. That's fine. If you're going to have NIL issue, then you need to put a cap on it.
But you can't do that legally.
Yeah, and again, you asked what I would do to fix it. There's nothing that you can do to fix it. They've absolutely shot themselves in the foot. But the thing is the only thing that's going to hurt them is by their wallets, is by people stopping watching, which I know it's not going to happen. People will always watch. Or will they? Will it become so ridiculous? Because let's face it, how many guys on that UK football team can you name?
A decent amount.
Okay. But next year, guess what you're going to have to do?
Learn
a whole new slew of names. The basketball team. You're going to have to learn a whole slew. Illinois had an entire
Kentucky. We've been doing that for the last 20 years, learning new names every single year. I'm used to that. Like
that's true. But it's just a matter of. I just don't. Is there an easy answer? No. But the fact of the matter is I just can't get on board with this. I can't get on board with people at the college level being about money so blatantly open. Heck, we've seen guys get suspended for buying a hamburger for a recruit. But that's not okay. But you know what? Here's $4 million to go sell some lamps. That's okay. And I have an issue with that.
And a lot of that is starting to change too with coaches and so on. What I'm not a huge fan of is, to me, NIL was made for the example here of, like, Leroy, you own a I don't know, a convenience store. You know, you own the convenience store across from your radio station.
Yep.
What NIL is made is that it would be to where you could call up the quarterback for Illinois, because Illinois is not that far from you. I couldn't tell you who the quarterback of Illinois is. I'm sure you can't either. But let's just say his name is Billy Bob Thornton. You know, the actor is the quarterback at Illinois. And you could call him up and say, hey, Billy Bob, I'll give you $25,000 to come down, do an appearance, record a commercial for my convenience store.
Yep.
And that is what NIL, and honestly, college athletes should have the ability to do that. There's no reason they've not been able to do that.
Correct.
Now, I can be with you in saying that these collectives and so on, that is pretty much just saying that the school is going to shell out $2 million just for showing up. I can see the issue with that. But the only way that is going to be fixed is Congress. And Congress is going to have to set something up. And I don't know about you. We're not getting political on this show because we don't.
We don't.
Do you have any faith in Congress or government finding a solution to this?
No, but I'll go back. Okay, 15 years ago, maybe 15. My years get mixed up because I'm old as hell. But 15 years ago, Northwestern Wildcats were playing in a bowl game. Okay, their star running back was supposed to get drafted in the NFL. Okay, he tore his ACL, MCL, and PCL, and was done. He didn't play a snap in the NFL. He was done. The quarterback for the Northwestern Wildcats tried to unionize by saying, look, we aren't about making a whole lot of money. We are about making sure that we are protected, that we are taken care of, because he should have been playing in the NFL. He's not, because of an injury that happened. That's not fair to him. Now, obviously, we know what happened. Northwestern lost that lawsuit. It wasn't just Northwestern. They were the forefronts of it, but I think UCLA joined up with that. I think there was about 3 other schools that joined up with that lawsuit to form a union so that they would be protected in case of injuries to these guys. That was the initial stuff that went through. Now, obviously, it never happened. Fast forward 15 years later, and not only are these guys all protected money-wise, but they're stopping playing. They're stopping playing. Like, we have gone full spectrum from one side to the other. And it just blows my mind how quickly this changed. But the issues that we have is that it's not getting down to the smaller schools at all. We're still running into the same issues that we ran into before. The schools that have the money are going to be the schools that are able to pay their players. And it hasn't changed at all. The bigger schools are still able to get the bigger athletes. Again, I don't know if there's a right answer to it, but I find it absolutely asinine that at the college level, a player can be like, "No, man, I'm not playing. I'm only making $2 million. I'm worth way more than that." Okay, Dion. We got you.
And part of that is just buckle in. Like, that's, I mean, like it's going to happen unless Congress can put forth some sort of bill. But that's even going to be tough, because what's going to happen is these players are going to end up unionizing. And you're going to have to where you're going to have some aspect of that, where they're going to unionize and they're going to be fighting against the And my assumption is that almost college football might even break away from the NCAA, and you're going to have a college football commissioner who is going to be in charge of this, and it's going to be minor league football.
You're already seeing colleges kind of adjust to having a person who's in charge of NIL and a person who's in charge of being the general of the actual like day-to-day operations of the team, because there's just so much that goes into it. One person cannot handle all of those responsibilities. Andrew Luck out in Stanford, he's doing that. He's taking on that role. And then I just saw that Max Crosby has also taken on a kind of a similar role as well, though I don't name his name. Thank you. I couldn't remember what school it was. So you're starting to see the college saying, okay, no, that's fine. We'll make the adjustment as well. You want to do this? They have to play up with it. That's why you're seeing some of the smaller schools get better equipment, get better. It's making the sport better as a whole, equipment-wise and staff-wise. But is it making the game better? And that I don't necessarily agree with.
I don't know. I mean, there is not an easy fix.
And I'm not saying that there is, but the issue becomes that I just don't want to see somebody stop. I'm telling you, we're going to get to a point where, and we've seen it already, second quarter. I'm just not going to play anymore the rest of the game. I'm just not going to play.
It's like the bowl game thing.
The
bowl game thing, I can at least understand. The bowl game thing, I can at least understand. You might not like it, but I mean, if you are Northwestern running back and you're potentially going to be drafted in the first round, and your decision is do I play in the Tony the Tiger Sun Bowl, or do I play against Eastern Michigan, or do I play in sit out and not hurt my draft stock and still stay with my first round pick? Like, you can't blame a kid for that, because what happens if something like that does happen and you blow out your knee and maybe you don't get drafted or you drop, you're losing millions of dollars in that aspect. Like, I can understand that with it. You might not like it, but at least you're like, well, it's tough. Now, I mean, you can make the argument for a guy who's going to be a 7th round pick. Like, what the hell are you, like, what are you losing? But that's just how the cookie crumbles when it comes to that as well. How much of the Masters did you watch?
Very little of it. I did see that the Reds are paying off a top photographer to go take pictures. Saw that, though.
Yeah, Ken Griffey Jr. taking pictures. Pretty cool. And took some good shots as well.
He had one of the best shots at the very, very end of McIlroy all bent over. And man, what a moment, though. Do you see his daughter putt?
Yeah, Poppy.
Yeah, that was fantastic, man. That was fantastic. But no, I did not watch a whole lot of the Masters, but I did keep up with what was going on. And always great when you can go into overtime. I had to explain to Christy what overtime was for golf, but pretty cool.
You see, when the playoff happened, I was kind of like, okay, is it 3 holes? Is it 1 hole? Is it something? And I was just one of those things. Yeah, Paul was losing some money on it. And I felt bad. He was winning a lot of money right off the bat, and then it kind of dropped off. I was just wanting it to go on as long as it could, because I was very much entertained. It was very entertaining. Rory McIlroy ends up winning. It had some ups and downs. I mean, Rory was going on a ride in that final round. He had some incredible shots, then missed some putts that you would maybe classify as easier. But it's just one of those things that makes me want to go to the Masters even more. I would just love it, because I mean,
you just want an egg salad sandwich from concession stand for $1.50.
I would get the pimento cheese probably above the egg salad. Egg salad's a little hit or miss, but I'd probably go the pimento cheese or the barbecue sandwich. But the wildest part about the Masters is you look at those pictures. You don't see a single one of those.
Nope.
And can you imagine on that? And like Steven says, watching a bunch of videos on Augusta, how they catch every single detail. It is just wild.
That's the thing that I miss about the Super Bowl is I miss the opening kickoff on the Super Bowl of all of the cameras going off. If you have a chance, you go back and watch Devin Hester's return kickoff for a touchdown against the Colts. Just the whole time it's just amazing moment. You don't have that at Jordan, right? Jordan hitting any of his shots. All you see are cameras up and the flash bulbs going off and everything. And it's an aspect that I really, really miss about it. It's one of those things where you don't get that anymore.
Yeah, I mean the Masters, the phones are banned, which is just wild to think.
I was gonna say there's an old picture of Chicago Stadium back in the 70s, and it's all smoky. And somebody was like, "Is that because of the cameras?" This is no, because everyone was allowed to smoke inside, so the whole thing was just all.
It would be amazing to have this. And I mean, you look at the Masters, and I was talking with somebody over the weekend. You could be eating your pimento cheese sandwich, drop it on the ground, leave it there for about 30 seconds and pick it up, and it probably wouldn't have any dirt on it. Just, and you could drop it probably in the sandbox, in the sand trap, just because it is so meticulous on how everything is just manicured to a T.
Big shout out to that grounds crew. Oh. You've made it. You've made it when you make the Master. Like we talk about like when do you made it? When you are the grounds crew for the Masters, like for Augusta, you've definitely made it.
If you're bored later, go and look at the Google Earth look of Augusta, Georgia.
Okay.
And it's hilarious because it's like gray, and then like in the middle, it's just this bright green, like right in the middle of where Augusta is. It's really funny on how you can easily pick it out because everything else is like brown and gray, and then you've got this it looks like they painted it with a paintbrush. It's so green in the middle of it, and it's just incredible. It is towards the top of the sports bucket list of something that I would absolutely love to do, even if it was a Tuesday or Wednesday practice.
Well, and I just love that everybody gets on board with it. The baseball broadcasters treating one inning like they're at the Masters. Ian Happ goes to the plate. Happ batting .285 on the season. It's just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, I've heard that the city is a crap hole, Paul. I have heard that.
Great. Green.
Yeah, it is. It's really funny. Speaking of Paul, time for his stats of the week. Are you ready?
I am.
We will do we'll do your Cubs-centric one first. I love that he always does Cubs-centric ones, but very rarely does Red-centric ones. I don't really know what that's about. But
you wonder why we get on each other. It's just crazy how that works.
Steven says Ohtani is getting ready to lead off versus the Rockies. Moment of silence. Oh boy, that could be a bomb.
He's all mad because he didn't do anything against the Cubs.
Before 1998, 2 players had hit 60-plus home runs.
Okay.
In the next 4 years, Sammy Sosa did it 3 times. And he did not lead the National League in any of those seasons.
Yeah.
Oh, he just went yard.
And he deserves. See? And he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. He deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Put Pete in and I'm in.
Mark McGwire, Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, Curt Schilling deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
427 feet. That's a bomb.
Coors? Absolutely.
There are also only 18 minutes of action in the average Major League Baseball game.
Yeah. Football doesn't have that much either.
No. Soccer is the most, but it's just that 95% of it is nothing's happening.
I was going to say, but how much of that is actually like...
And you could say the same thing about hockey, though, where you got a lot of that, but really it's skating back and forth and it just goes from there. Do you have any tidbits then?
I do. Let's get to it. All right. Let's start things off. The WNBA draft was this weekend and And sadly, I watched
Tuesday?
Monday or Tuesday. I'm getting all my dates mixed up. Regardless, I watched way more of it than what I wanted to. Let's just put it that way.
So 30 seconds?
No. It was I watched most of the first round.
Well, that's right. I forgot that your wife is such a big fan of the Chicago Sky.
Right. on cue. Hello, beautiful. Have I told you lately how much I love
Ooh,
you?
How about Steven saw walk off the Coors, one of the Giambis. Very cool.
Oh,
that is cool.
One of the coolest things I ever saw was I went to a doubleheader with the Cubs and the Rockies. Larry Walker was batting like 402. What do you mean? Oh, to you, yeah. Larry Walker was batting like 420 going into that game. Walker went 0 for 9 in that doubleheader, dropped his batting average to like 378. And I just remember Larry Walker, like they did an interview with him afterwards, and he goes, well, when you're off, or something. He said something corny like that to the media or something like. I think it's still Larry Walker, but like that was one of the big things I remember was Walker having just a horrible day in the doubleheader.
Larry Walker is the second best Canadian to ever play baseball,
behind a guy from Toronto,
Joseph Daniel.
Yeah. Are you going to go to the Hall of Fame ceremony when it happens?
If he is in, yes.
I figured.
I would absolutely, because I've never been to Cooperstown. And if Votto gets in, I would love to be there.
Okay, Christy. So if Joseph Votto gets in, Sam and I are driving up to Cooperstown together, and we'll film the trip. It'll be a podcast miracle. That's what we're gonna go on the road.
Nick can come. We can do Jungle Juice on the road too.
Yes,
we can do it there as well.
Yes,
wife and family there have been to a couple of games. Cool stadium. Yeah, Coors Field is at the top of my list. Place I'd like to go.
Yeah, WNBA draft happened. The NHL is all set for their playoffs. As I know you're all excited, but Columbus fell apart in the last second. They did not make the. Sam,
but they came close. They came close.
They did. They came
close
very,
in the
very
Blackhawks.
close. So shut up. First round is Winnipeg versus St. Louis. Go Jets. Dallas versus the Avalanche. Vegas Knights versus the Wild. Kings versus the Oilers. Leafs versus the Senators. Lightning versus the Panthers. Versus the Canadiens. And the Carolina Hurricanes will take on the New Jersey Devils. That is your NHL matchup, which I'm sure Sam is really, really excited about. Cubs are 12-9. Braves are 5-13. Just wanted to point that out. I felt that was important for my tidbits today. Let's see.
I think John's picking the Oilers. Is John an Oilers fan?
Bless you, John. Bless you, John. In NBA news, the play-in games are taking place today. The Bulls are already out. They lost to Miami 109-90. And the Sacramento Kings are beating Dallas at the moment 20-19. That game just underway.
Don't look at the screen right now.
So WrestleMania is this weekend, since we're just clearly talking about real sports. Biggest day of the wrestling year goes on this weekend, Saturday and Sunday night. Who are you pulling for, The Rock or John Cena?
Roman Reigns.
Acceptable. I'll allow it.
That's Christie's favorite, right?
Yeah. Veteran umpire Hunter Wendelstedt went to a hospital for further examination on Wednesday after he was struck in the face behind first base by a line drive foul ball in the Mets-Twins game. He had stitches and a concussion.
Oh, dang. I missed that.
Yeah. Wendelstedt comes from a long line of umpires, and actually fairly decent umpires too. They have a school down in Florida. I mean, it's a legit thing. Aaron Rodgers is more likely to retire than sign with a team that's not a Super Bowl contender, according to recent sources. Steelers are the favorites to sign the veteran quarterback, but have not heard an update since meeting on March 21st.
Please. I don't ask for much, Leroy. I don't ask for much. I need that. I need that so bad. I just need that so bad. You will hear an evil laugh so loud. It's not even going to be funny. Yes.
I'll hear it up at Taylorville.
I will just be evil laughing.
Football extensions are starting. Have the Bengals signed anybody to an extension?
Jamar Chase and T. Higgins back in March.
Anything recent?
Ooh, Aaron Rodgers to the Bears. Oh, interesting.
That's cute.
Interesting. Oh, Freddie Freeman just hit a home run.
Shedeur Sanders is getting his number retired for Colorado. 13-12, 8th place in the Heisman. That's deserving.
So is Travis Hunter.
Yeah, but Hunter actually deserves a little bit more. I would say. I think they're just doing that to keep Dion there, but I'll digress. And the Lady Toppers are the 2025 Conference USA Women's Golf Champions. Yes, that's right. Sam and I like WKU, and gosh darn it, when WKU news happens, we are going to say, get hyped and go Tops.
I'll give it away.
That's my.
Right?
There you go. There's you go. That's my tidbits for the day.
I do have a little bit of an announcement here as we pop into this next segment.
You do?
I think this might be the last Leroy's Logos for a while. I've got a new idea that we're going to start next week, and I feel like the 2 years of Leroy's Logos is a good place to end it. Maybe we'll come back to it. But I think we're running out there and saying...
I would just like to point out that I'm putting up Ted Williams numbers. Thank you.
I think Ted Williams would probably do better at this game than you would. But because it's the last one, I'm going to let you pick him. We're going to do that here to wrap us up. I was thinking about literally going through and trying to find the 4 hardest ones and making that the theme this week and seeing if you could pull out of your rear any of them. But I realized I'm not that mean. Okay. Are you ready for the random pick? And it is scrolling now.
Stop.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So there is your first one. So you got a couple of more here as we drop through. Okay. See, I always love that I can react to these too, because you don't have any idea what my reaction could mean. It could mean that I'm mad that it's an easy one. It could mean that I'm happy. As this is scrolling right now again. Here we go. It's scrolling.
Stop.
Scrolling. Okay. Interesting yet again. We've got 2 more here coming for Leroy's Logos. Again, the final edition for a while. Okay. And it is ready to go. Here we go. It is going. Okay. Love it. I don't ever remember using that one, too. Interesting. Wonder when that one was used. And one more coming for Leroy's
3.
It's been a while, but it hasn't been maybe that long. Last one coming. Are you ready to stop it at any point? Come on. Okay. Oh. Let's see. I hope that one went to the right one. Okay, it did. Alrighty, now it's time to cue the music.
Javi Baez wishes he was me.
For one last time. Yeah, you are kind of the Javi Baez of this game. I feel like that's a good way to describe it.
Sam Gormley.
I feel like that's a good way to describe it. You get lucky. I mean, listen, over these past couple of weeks, the cheats have helped you. The cheats usually do come through and help you. Alrighty. Are you ready?
Hold on. Let me put this in. There we go. Now I am.
This is also the 100th edition of Leroy's Logos, so it's a good way to drop us off as well. It is, and maybe we will come back to this a little bit later on. Would you like door number 1, door number 2, door number 3, or door number 4? Again, all of these logos are ones you've seen. Going to number 4 to open us up. Remember, you have your 1 sheet. We're heading to one of my favorite logos. Number 4. This one's been a while.
It's your favorite logo because that's the freaking Cincinnati Bengals, you weirdo.
Let's see. Okay, this was episode 14 of Leroy's Logos. Episode 14. You think you know this one?
No. But I'll give it a guess.
Not going to use the cheat yet?
Nope.
Okay. What is your guess?
Princeton.
Princeton is your guess.
Yes.
Locking it in.
Yep.
I'll give you credit. That was a good guess. But it is incorrect. This would be the Bengals of Idaho State. The Bengals of Idaho State. Shout out
That's
to
not
Pocatello.
potato.
No, they're the
Not
Bengals.
potato.
1, 2, or 3?
3.
Number 3, he's going in reverse order here. I wanted to look this up too because I don't remember using this one. Episode 55 was this one. Okay. Episode 55. Do you know this one?
No.
Oh. The way you said that, I thought you were going to pull it out that you might have known it. Do you have a guess, or are you going to jump in and use your cheat?
Trying to figure out what a purple, there's too many schools that use a purple Wildcat Lynx type deal.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. What's your guess? You know, because I'm a nice guy, I'm going to give you John's guess.
Yeah, that's a whole lot. That's a whole lot of help. That's a whole lot of help. A whole lot of help.
What's yours?
I'll use my cheat.
He will use your cheat. Are you sure you want to use your cheat?
Stop it. Yes.
John says Wildcat.
That's the only one?
Paul says Catamounts. And then Paul follows it up with, I know this one, Western Carolina.
That's what I'm going with. Western Carolina, my friend.
You know what? I really like it when Paul Reeves isn't here. It's a lot more fun that way. It's a lot more fun when you don't get them right. It is Western Carolina. That is the correct answer.
That's right.
It's a stupid game. I don't like it when you get them right. I think it's a lot more fun with when you don't get them. You haven't gotten a 0 out of 4 in a while, too. I wish you would have ended that way.
Well.
I should have made them just 4 hard ones. 1 or 2?
2.
Number 2. Number 2.
Oh, the throwback.
I said the throwbacks are possible.
The throwback. That's good old Maryland.
Maryland is his guess. Are you locking that in then?
I am.
And you are correct. Yeah, that was one that I was like, oh, dang. That's the not one that we need. No, I'm not giving him cheats on all of them, John. That's not fun. That's not fun at all. It looks like everybody in the comment section got this one, so it's time for the last one here of Leroy's logos. And is that another throwback?
The other throwback.
It was another throwback. This one was from episode number... Let's see here. Episode...
So, I know this is a Michigan school. But I cannot remember if it is Eastern Michigan or Michigan State.
This was episode 69. Nice.
1969?
No, this was episode 69.
Oh.
Let's see. This was the logo though in 1969 for that. This was not the year that it was debuted, but in 1969 this was the logo for the school. Yes. You got a guess?
I'll go with
I can see the wheels churning in your head. I can see the wheels a churning.
Well, part of me wants to say Ohio State, or not Ohio State, Ohio. Gosh, I'll go with Michigan State.
Michigan State. You're locking it in?
Yeah.
He's locking it in. Locking it in for this. Okay, it has been locked in. I will now go ahead and show this. Does this make you feel better or worse?
Worse, actually.
How does this make you feel?
See, that was my thought too, but I swear we had that one, and then they changed their team name. Was it Eastern Michigan though? Was it Eastern
You're wrong,
Michigan?
because Christy Clamola is correct. Paul Reeves as well says, Leroy, that's the Ohio Bobcats. Too bad you can't cheat. Steven says, I agree with Christy. That was the Ohio Bobcats logo. And then Christy calls you an a-hole. What a way to close out for Leroy's logos. Hey, 2 out of 4 ain't so bad. That ain't so bad at all. So your final Leroy's logos tally.
What did I do?
She might have been calling me that. I don't know. Your final Leroy's logos is 420. You hit 420 to end up, which makes me wonder if you did that on purpose with it. You got 166 out of a potential of 195.
Javi Baez wishes he batted like me.
All righty, time for a little play clock segment. Time to ask or answer a question. Leroy, would you like to ask or answer?
I will answer. I will ask first.
Ask. Go ahead. I'm ready.
Is a hot dog an American taco?
Is a hot dog an American taco? See, you're kind of changing the question that I know I've asked you, because you refer to it as a taco. I think it is kind of a sandwich. I think it is a sandwich. The bread makes it a sandwich. So therefore, the answer would be no.
Do you think a taco is more of a sandwich?
No, I think a hot dog is more of a sandwich because it is between it's between bread. And bread makes it a sandwich. Taco, you have to have the tortilla, and the tortilla makes it a taco. So I'm saying no because it is a sandwich.
Did you say tortilla?
Yeah. In Kentucky, we call them tortillas. Got to eat my tacos in my tortillas. Paul agrees with me. John is in agreement with you. Something tells me that you are going to maybe enjoy this question. I don't know. And even if you don't know, you have to answer it.
All right.
You have been banished from the United States of America. Kicked out. Not allowed to come back. But the pro is, no, we don't, Stephen, in all caps says. Yes, we love tortillas down here.
He said, no, we don't.
You've been banished from America. But the positive is you get to pick your next country. The caveat is, though, that you have to pick your country based on the cuisine of that country. Which country are you picking?
Based on the cuisine? Spain. Spain. Hands down. I love England. I love Ireland. But let's face it, British and Irish cuisine are potatoes and Guinness. Spain. I tell you what, man. Yes, John is right. Japan does have fantastic food, but papaya, oh my goodness, that is a fantastic dish. Spanish food, oh, let me just indulge. There was this nice little Spanish restaurant we used to go to in Harrogate when I lived in England, and oh my goodness, Mamma mia, it was fantastic. Spain all day long.
Christy's Italian.
Yeah, she's a big Olive Garden girl.
Paul loves his tortillas and his tacos. He loves his tortillas and his tacos.
See, the problem is, I love tacos, but I love fake tacos. Because Taco Bell is not real tacos. Mm-hmm. I love fake tacos.
Mm-hmm. See, Italy would be tough because you get pasta, but you get pizza.
Yeah.
You get pizza. Yeah, it is. It's
You're
tough.
like, yeah.
It's tough to go. Paul wants some authentic. He wants some authentic. Okay, I'm ready.
Roger Goodell comes to you and says, we are turning the playoffs into a best of series. So no longer is it going to be...
Sorry. 1 second. Paul, hate pasta.
It's
sorry.
Paul.
Sorry to interrupt you, but...
It's Paul.
Okay,
nothing surprises me.
No, this is accurate.
Roger Goodell comes to you and says, Sam, we've decided to make the playoffs a best of series. So from now on, all games will be not decided by one game. They'll be decided by more than one game. It's up to you to determine how they're set up. How do you do it?
I don't. I stay with one game and call him an idiot. But if I have to, then I'd say best of 3 because you're not. I mean, practicality is not there because, I mean, you can't play a best of 7 because the playoffs would last. Football would never end. Best of 5, football would never end. Yeah, I agree. The best of 1 is the right answer. But if it has to be a series in the best of 3, just limit it to as little as possible. Each team gets one home game, and then the third game goes to whichever is the higher seed or something like that. But yeah, no, that'll never happen. Not in football. It's too much of a physical sport, and there already are probably too many games, and you're not going to add more.
Somebody on Reddit was saying how football needed to be a best of series, and there was not a single person in the comment section of that Reddit chat that was. There might have been one person that agreed with him. Every single one was like, "No, this is never, no." I just thought it was fun. I've never seen somebody get so absolutely downvoted in my life on Reddit.
The opposite. Mm-hmm. An alien lands in front of you and says, Take me to your leader. Who do you take him to?
Joey Votto. No, I'm just kidding. Dave Klemola. I think Dave Klemola is the perfect example of who I take him to. I don't know, man. There's a couple weird people that take me to your leader. I can't send him to Governor J.B. Pritzker. That'd be awful. Let's see. Yeah, you know what? I think we're going to go with Roger Goodell. That's our answer. That's what we're going to go with. You go talk to him. He'll take care of you. No, I don't know, man. That's a wild question. I love it. God, can you imagine Trump dealing with an alien?
So I saw this question was proposed to Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yeah.
And he's an interesting guy. I like hearing him talk. And he said he would take him to a brilliant scientific mind. Would be one of his answers. Because he says, would you really take him to the president? Because the president is just the leader of the United States.
Right.
It was just an interesting thing. Dodgers scored 7 in the first against the Rockies. My goodness.
They're going to score 30 tonight. They're so butthurt over that Cubs series. They're going to score 30.
Interesting. All righty. Time now for the next round of our bracket. And
that's right.
It's amazing on how pro Steven was with some of our votes last week, too. I mean, I think he's still happy about the way that the Dream Team got eliminated.
All right, so here we go.
Oh, how about Paul? Take him to a Waffle House cook.
Paul's here for once, so that's good. Nice of you to join us for this.
We're doing the left side second round, right?
Correct. And the right side will be next week.
Good.
All right, so here we go. Leading things off tonight, this is the most impactful sports moments. And I say most impactful because some of these are not the greatest sports moments, but they're impactful. The Red Sox come back from being down 3-0 versus the Yankees in the ALCS. And that takes on Beast Quake. For those of you who missed the last couple of weeks, Red Sox coming back beat Dez Caught It. And Beast Quake beat Wayne Gretzky, fastest ever to score 50 in a season, reaching the mark in his 39th game.
In comment section, please vote with us.
Yes.
I'm gonna vote for I'll vote for the Red Sox. John votes for Beast Quake, so that ties it up at 1. What's your vote?
Red Sox. That was huge, massive
2-1.
moment.
Paul says they're lame.
I don't care.
Steven votes for the Red Sox. That's 3-1 Red Sox. Paul votes for the Red Sox. That's 4-1 Red Sox. Red Sox advances.
All right, hold on. Okay. Vince Young, with a record 467 yards of offense, leads Texas to a win in the BCS championship versus they are who we thought they were, but we let them off the hook. Dennis Green press conference.
Yeah, the first one. Vince Young.
Dennis Green.
Vince Young and maybe the greatest college football game ever played. Vince Young is my vote without question.
Greatest college game ever played? That's not Boise versus Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's not the greatest. Wow, Dennis Green has 3 votes right now. Really?
That's right. That's right, son.
Steven votes for Vince Young because he's intelligent. The greatest college football game ever played is going to be eliminated by Dennis Green. Wow. Interesting. I never would have guessed that.
All right, hold on. 3, 2. All right, next up. Michael Jordan's final shot in a Bulls uniform wins the championship against Utah versus Reggie Jackson hitting 3 home runs on 3 consecutive pitches in Game 6 of the World Series. You know who hates Reggie Jackson?
Dave Clamola?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. My dad cannot stand Reggie Jackson. I don't know why. Apparently, Reggie was always a jerk. I don't know what social interactions my dad had with Reggie Jackson. But
they clearly hung out a lot. I'm sure they went to the same places.
The two don't like each other. Who would have thought?
And Reggie Jackson probably doesn't even know your dad exists. So,
gosh, no.
You know what? I'm voting for Reggie Jackson just because I don't think it should have been Vince Young eliminated.
All right,
so
you do that.
Michael Jordan advances, though.
What a beatdown. My goodness. All right. Next up. Tiger Woods finally wins the Masters again after a long hiatus. Yep, thank you.
That's versus
my vote.
That's my vote.
Okay. Versus Louis Gonzalez walking off with a home run versus the Yankees.
Yeah, Tiger. I mean, winning the World Series on a walk-off is one heck of an accomplishment, especially against the Yankees. Diamondbacks were a newer team then too, right?
They were either in their second or their third year.
But yeah, Tiger in 2019 is
I'm so old. I had a poster with the Diamondbacks logo and the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. They didn't even have they had the American League and National League logos behind them. It didn't have the logos because no one knew which conference they were going to be in yet.
Interesting. What are you voting?
I am voting for Tiger.
Tiger wins in a clean sweep. Tiger's going to be tough to beat.
All right, next up. Jesse Owens wins 4 gold medals in track and field at the Berlin Olympics. Now, again, I must remind you, versus Pete Rose breaking Ty Cobb's record for most career hits.
Ooh.
Now, again, I must remind you that we're talking about most impactful sports moments. Now, the Rockies and Marlins were 93, right? If I remember right, Rockies and Marlins were 93. Diamondbacks and Devil Rays were 99? 98, 99?
This one's tough. What are you voting?
I don't know yet. Jesse Owens wins 4 gold medals in track and field at the Berlin Olympics versus Pete Rose breaking Ty Cobb's record for most career hits.
This is a Final Four.
Yeah, I got to go with Jesse Owens, man.
I do too. Yep, Jesse Owens. I mean, with the Hitler aspect to it.
Gosh, can you imagine? Ugh.
Yeah. Paul's going to vote for Pete to at least save it from being a sweep, but yeah, I will go with Jesse Owens.
All right. Next up, in one of my most favorite ridiculous matchups of this whole tournament, the butt fumble versus Simone Biles all around in Paris. Butt fumble versus Simone.
I do love the butt fumble. I love the butt fumble. I knew John would vote for the butt fumble. I'm going to vote for Simone, though. Which, speaking of Simone, she is going to be the riders up at the Derby this year.
Say it again. You broke up. She's going to be the what?
She's going to be the riders up at.
I forgot to tell you, Gronk is in charge of the big party that takes place before the Indy 500. I don't know whose bright idea it was to put Gronk in charge of a big party
It's gonna be some kind of party.
Wasted before the concert. Bret Michaels is supposed to be there. So is the All American Rejects. It's a weird conglomeration of
I don't think I'm much interested in seeing Bret Michaels personally, but what are you voting?
No, I'm not either. But Gronk doing Gronk things there. That's I don't know, man.
What are you voting?
I'll go with the butt fumble.
Wow, butt fumble wins 4-1 over Simone. I was the lone one with Simone.
All right, next up, Michael Phelps wins a record 8 gold medals at the Beijing Olympics versus Muhammad Ali lights the flame at the opening ceremony of the Atlanta Olympics.
This is going to be tough for Steven. Steven's an Olympic guy. I'm going to go with Phelps.
Me too. That was massive.
Because I remember that's the one, too, that he won the one race by like 0.03 of a second or something like that, too, right?
Yeah.
Paul's going to vote for Ali. You're voting for Phelps?
Mm-hmm.
So that's 3 votes for Phelps, 1 vote for Ali. It feels weird as a Kentuckian voting against Muhammad Ali, but that Michael Phelps moment, I remember it. That's tough to beat. I know Steven's a huge Olympics fan, so I'm very interested to see how he votes when it comes to this. Or he might just abstain. Might just sit this one out and not even vote. He's going with Ali. And listen, I'm okay with that. That's one of those you kind of flip the coin in your head and go from there.
So what's the winner?
Michael Phelps.
What was the score?
3-2.
Okay. All right. Next up in our last matchup of today, Lou Gehrig gives his farewell address versus 16th seed UMBC taking down Virginia.
Wow. Talk about 2
bizarre, different, night and day differences. Yeah.
I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. Lou Gehrig or UMBC, the first 16 to ever defeat a 1. I got to go Gehrig, though.
UMBC.
So it is tied right now at 2 versus 2. 2 versus 2, which means right now it could be John Malone breaking this tie. And he's probably going to vote for UMBC because he's anti-baseball. Don't you think?
Yeah, he is anti-baseball.
No, he votes for Gehrig. The upset.
Wow.
Gehrig. Wow. John voting for baseball.
3-2?
3-2. Gehrig moves on. That's another tough one, though. 50-50 game. 50-50, without question.
All right, so our matchups are set. Red Sox coming back versus they are who we thought they were. Jordan's final shot versus Tiger in the Masters.
Look who finally decides to show up.
Oh, hello, Dan.
It's only been Dan. 6 months. My goodness.
Okay, Jesse Owens versus the butt fumble and Michael Phelps versus Lou Gehrig. That's the next up in that left bracket.
Say him again, please.
Yes. Red Sox come back. They are who we thought they were.
Okay.
Michael Jordan's final shot versus Tiger Woods finally winning the Masters again. Jesse Owens versus the butt fumble. Michael Phelps winning 8 gold medals versus Lou Gehrig's farewell address.
You got 2 power matchups and 2 crap matchups in there.
Yeah.
Paul, his vote doesn't count because he's on a morphine drip at the hospital. Wait, he voted right. Never mind. Dan says he's got 6 kids in the house. I always forget by the time it rolls around. My apologies. Logo's out.
We have to hold it late because Sam has the 3-hour Bengals draft show that he does every week.
Also, didn't we? Well, the reason, because this was prior to Jungle Juice. The reason why is because you were doing music lessons, right?
Correct. Yeah.
That's the real reason it was late.
That was the real reason. All right, we'll hit second round of round. We'll hit round 2 of the Eastern bracket next week.
What are those matchups? Do you have them in front of you, or no?
Yeah. Give me 1 second. I do actually,
because I'm just curious what we get to look forward to next week.
All right, next week, the Miracle on Ice will take on.
Doesn't matter. Go to the next one. I mean, nothing's beating the Miracle on Ice, is it?
They'll take on It'll take on Dale Earnhardt winning the Daytona 500 his 20th attempt. No, I'm sorry. Boise State. Boise State, sorry. They'll also have... I
mean, if you don't have it ready, we don't need to.
I don't.
Okay, let's not. We'll talk about it next week. Yeah. You got some autographs at least?
I do have some autographs. Shoot. Yeah, I wish.
He'd have a nice sob story, right? Lives in a small town.
Back in 1987, I chased my dream of...
Nothing should have beaten the dream team, Steven says. Steven, if Paul was with you last week, you probably should blame Paul, because my assumption is Paul would have voted for the dream team as well.
He definitely would have.
I know this one without even putting it on screen. I think I know this one. Is our theme WNBA this week?
It is. It is.
I've never heard of this person, though. I've heard she's vastly overrated, right?
LeBron likes her, so...
I mean, Angel Reese is much better than this player, right?
Very much so.
Dan says he's going to need you on September 14th in Winnipeg to sing Amazing Grace.
Are you getting married?
Mazel tov. Yeah, Caitlin Clark.
Mazel tov.
Caitlin Clark, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. All right, 1 for 1.
Oh, look who appears.
Oh
boy.
I figured we start you off really easy and then go from there.
You're gonna have to give us like a WNBA hint or something.
A WNBA hint? Hold on, I got you.
No, like
I got you. Hold on. I promise. Hold on. This woman played for the Seattle Storm, leading them to titles in 2004.
Sue Bird?
See, why I shouldn't even give you a hint.
That's who I was thinking of, but the P, what looked like a P, was throwing me off.
All right, give me a second here.
Cheryl Swoops was Steven's guess here.
This next person was drafted in the...
let me see if I need it. All right. Throw it up there first.
There you go.
That's not even a great... Oh, I got that one. Yep. She went to UConn, didn't she?
Yes.
Yeah. I got that one. That is Breanna Stewart, isn't it?
Yeah. Good job, Sam.
Yeah, that's one I know. That's one I definitely know. That's Breanna Stewart. Squiggle Pequiggle was John's guess.
Squiggle be quiggle.
I have a trivia question here for you, though. And I was meaning to do this. Paul guessed Brittany Griner. I'm intrigued on this to see how you can do. Can you give the nicknames of the WNBA teams? I want to see how many you know. Okay?
Okay. All right.
Because, I mean, let's be real. Of all the major sports...
How many of these did you get?
I didn't take this quiz. I probably would get... I would 15, have guessed... 15, I would have 16. Well, there are only... What is this? There are only 12 or 13 teams.
13?
I probably would have gotten 9 of them.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Let's
Atlanta. Go. Atlanta. What's their nickname?
The Falcons.
No, I don't think that's Paul Plays has a WNBA fantasy team. Of course he does.
Of course he does. If anybody did in this entire group, yes. It was absolutely Paul Reeves.
Yes, it absolutely is.
What's that? No, I don't know. Storm?
The Atlanta Dream.
Dream. Okay. All right, next up.
Okay. Chicago
Sky.
Okay, there's one. Leroy knows that one.
All
Connecticut.
Right. Sun.
Look at you. There's 2. Indiana.
Fever.
There's 3. New York.
Nope.
Liberty. The New York Liberty.
Duh. Yeah. Yep.
Washington. Look, even John knew that one. Christy knew that one.
Liberty Mutual.
Washington, the proud home of Kentucky's Georgia Amore. Good job. There's 4. Not the Capitals, Dan. Wrong sport. Dallas.
Wings.
Good job. 5. Golden State.
Warriors.
Close, but no.
No, like legit. Golden State.
This would have been one I would not have gotten.
I don't honestly, know that one.
So this is the newest team.
Okay.
They are the Valkyries.
Oh, okay.
The Valkyries. I would have never gotten that. Vegas.
Well,
what's their team?
Because WNBA wants to have names that are similar to what the men have. Okay. So Warriors, Valkyries.
Steven knew that one. New team. Okay. What is Las Vegas?
Aces.
Good job. 6. Los Angeles.
Sparks.
7. Minnesota.
Wild. Lynx.
Ooh, nice save. Phoenix.
Mercury.
Yep. Seattle.
Storm.
10. Good job. You did better than you did better. Okay, there is a new team coming to Toronto next year.
Football Club.
What is their nickname going to be? Do you know?
Toronto Football Club. The Argonauts.
No, that's wrong sport. The Tempo.
Tempo. Okay. All right.
Portland is also coming out with a new team as well, but it does not appear that they have a. Apparently, they had a WNBA team and they were the Portland Fire, but it doesn't look like they have a nickname.
No, they lost their team. They lost their team for a while.
Portland WNBA team name. Let's see what it is. It has not officially been named. However, there are rumored potential names: the Rose City Riveters, the Portland City Roses, and the Portland Fire. Remaining back with that. Steven says he would have gotten about 3. Interesting. I'm impressed. I like watching it better than the NBA, Christy says. We don't have any NASCAR picks this week because it's Easter.
Yep.
To recap from last week, too, I meant to do that. Paul won. He had 50. I had 42. Leroy, you had 31. John had 13. So the overall standings, Leroy, you're in first, 267. Paul, 262. I have 250. John has 138. So it is a
IndyCar
race there.
IndyCar was at Long Beach, a second race in a row without a single caution. The most races they've ever done without a caution is 3. They had a race at the beginning of the season that they had a caution in lap 3. Since then, they haven't had any issues. It also went up 200,000 people watching it on TV. So a big number increases for them this week as well, which is awesome.
There is no race this week, John. So, I mean, you can pick Joey Logano, but you're going to get 0 because it's Easter. So they always take Easter weekend off. Dan says the NBA is so bad right now. I used to watch religiously. I can't anymore. I just follow the highlights.
And the thing is, somebody was saying, Sacramento is in the playoff game. Sacramento won 40 games this year. In 33 years that Sacramento has existed, they've only won 40 games 10 times.
It's wild.
Yeah, not great.
Next week, we celebrate 2 years.
That's right. And we have a big NFL draft show in store for you. We're excited for that. We're going to talk about why the Bengals are going to suck. We're going to talk about why I got you. We're going to talk about why the Bears win the offseason but can't win the regular season. We'll talk about how horrible the Green Bay Packers are. The draft's in Green Bay, so we got to talk crap about Green Bay. And who knows what else we'll get into. We'll have autographs, much more coming your way. It's going to be a great show. We're excited.
Yeah, I'm going to try out a new game next week for Leroy. I've been pondering one, and I have one that I think you're going to enjoy. So we're curious on whether you willed it.
Speaking of the Braves, did you see that reporter gave that chick's number? Have you seen the video?
I haven't seen the video. I've read the article.
If you've not seen the video, you need to go see. Sam, would you do something like that? Would you get a number on national TV?
No. John, the Bengals more than likely will draft a running back. I would bet more than likely they will than they will not. And if you're curious on which one they might draft, we've got 3 great episodes of the Jungle Juice podcast that you can listen to and get all of the names that the Bengals could be looking at. I mean, we've got probably between 4 and 5 hours of draft coverage already on the old podcast network that you'll be able to listen to on your favorite podcasting platform.
Plug. I don't blame you. I would too.
Shameless plug. And this is the best kind.
Oh,
Rockies just hit a grand slam. Here come the Rockies.
Now they're losing 13-4.
Who is the who's pitching today for the Dodgers? I don't even know. Is it Yamamoto?
Sasaki? Let's see.
I think we're just naming random. Bobby Miller.
Dodgers are up 7-5 right now. On the mound for the Dodgers is Bobby Miller.
Yep. Come on, guys. Paul, you know that we don't know anything.
Stop.
We've been over this.
You can't compare us to that.
We know that we don't.
Don't do that. You know better.
See you, Dan. Appreciate you tuning in for just a few minutes.
Don't you have a team to be watching lose baseball games? Don't you have? Oh, wait, they already lost today. That's right.
You really are kind of a jerk sometimes to old Paul Reeves.
Are you kidding me?
Paul is nothing but nice to you all the time. It's 7-6 now. 7-6. I mean, listen.
That's cute.
Paul's usually he praises your takes.
Yeah.
He never says anything negative about you at all. And you just treat him like crap.
He's right.
That's usually not very nice. We got to work on that.
I'll work really, really hard.
Paul says, I can't wait until the Braves take the lead in this race.
Yeah, you guys are 7 games back from us right now. You got some work to do.
I really hope that it's really close in that last week of the regular season. Like 1 game separating you two. That's what we need. That's what we need more than anything right now.
The Cubs versus Braves play each other the September 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So they play them on my birthday at Wrigley. They play the Braves on my birthday at Wrigley Field.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, you're right, Paul. They can go even worse.
Be nice.
No.
Be nice.
No, because both of you would be getting, if the Cubs sucked right now, both you and Reeves would be getting on me right now.
I would never. I would never.
Okay.
I would never. Would never do such thing. Next week, though, we celebrate. He would come to that game, Paul says.
Well, let's look into it. I would love, honestly, like legit, would love to go watch a baseball game with you, Paul. Because it would be nice to have. I'm telling you, every time I go to a baseball game, sit in front of like the 25-year-old blonde who is being dragged there, who doesn't know anything. So all I hear all game long are, when did they get rid of the D? Or when did they start not having pitchers hit? Oh my gosh! Like, why are they pulling the pitcher already? And I'm just like, stop talking. Please stop talking. For the love of all that is holy, please stop talking. So it'd be nice to be able to actually have a civilized conversation with somebody who knows what they're talking about.
Look at you being nice to Paul. See, it's not hard. No, it's
not you. It's the idiot that's sitting being you. I can tolerate.
Like tolerate. Tolerate is the word that you use too. Not appreciate, not enjoy. You tolerate your wife.
There's a reason why you are single, okay?
Plenty of reasons. How much time we got? On that note, we will see you next week.
This is just falling apart. This is just falling apart.
That's why I'm just wrapping it up right now. We'll see you next week. Have a great week, everyone. Enjoy your Easter, and we will see you next Wednesday for the 2-year NFL Draft Special. Until then, have a great week.
Thank you.